Hello and welcome to a VO's Journey podcast. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is episode number 246. That's some crazy stuff right there. Episode 246. I'm really thrilled to be coming to you today to talk about some new adventures that I'm taking, especially after last episode. We talked about my Fiverr account and all that stuff that's been going on. And I had to tell you, I got such amazing feedback from everybody. Thank you so much for just your support. Absolutely amazing. But I'm going to talk to you today about some exciting things, pivoting, not leaving Fiverr at all, still utilizing Fiverr for everything that it is, but pivoting more to start focusing on something that I've wanted to focus on for a long time in my voiceover business. And I'm excited to share with you some early results from it. So we're going to be talking about building our own website, our own throne of power. All right, let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
All right, so thank you again for coming and listening to me today. Don't forget, whatever you do, please, from the bottom of my heart, don't forget to check out a VO's Journey Elite Academy if you've not already done so. We're just having a blast over there, helping so many people, and more importantly, building a community that I like to think is not like anywhere else out there. So we'd love to have you check it out. We're offering the first month 50% off, and come and give it a shot. See what you think. Join our community, learn, grow, and see what we can help you do for your voiceover business. All right. So check that out. There'll be a link below for that, or you can always go to avosjourney.com. Okay. So speaking of websites, that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm super excited to share with you some things that have been going on with my website over the last week, and some work I've been doing over the last couple of weeks with it. But first and foremost, our voiceover websites, they're kind of like a love-hate relationship, right? Like we love our websites. We want our website to be excellent. A lot of times, most of the times, our websites suck, right? Because we're not coders, we're not website designers, we're voice actors, dagnabbit, and that's what we do. But, if you think about what we generate our business from, most of us, like I generate most of my business from websites. And, which should tell us, right, that people are used to, and actually a lot of people prefer purchasing off of a website. So logically, that leads you to think that, if we had our own websites that showed us in a professional light, was easy to navigate and understand how to order a voiceover from us, was easy to find, or people were finding it, we were driving traffic to it, we could generate business ourselves from our own website and not be beholden to other websites. Now, I've talked about this in the past, and I've always wanted to dive really deep into building my own website, not necessarily like from a coding perspective or from a design necessarily perspective, but just from a perspective of having a website that I could count on to actually bring me business. So when I first started on my website design many, many, many years ago, it was awful. I had a WordPress based site, and I didn't know I just didn't know what I was doing. And I'm ashamed to say that it was just horrendous comparatively to what I viewed my voiceover skills and talent, were at the time, it still was just not up to the standard that I wanted it to be up to. So I'll never forget that. I felt embarrassed for people going to that site if they were to find me, whether it, was clients or even voice actors, because here I'd been doing all this work, and then my personal voiceover website was just kind of like a joke, no real clear plan on the website, no flow to it, no the connectivity of the website was just poor. I mean, when I say that, I mean like, the different pages, there wasn't really any pages. How do you even order from me? Do you even want to order from this person? Because it just was not good. It was not good. So that was the first, and I had that website for a couple of years. If anybody's been with me for a long time and remember that website a long time ago, I'm so sorry. That was pretty rough. Then I built a VO's journey, and a VO's journey was, of course, not built around getting voiceover work, but built around, helping voice actors. And I used a program, software. Well, it's not software, but I guess it's software program called Kajabi, Kajabi.com. And it's expensive. I'm not going to lie. It cost me quite a bit of money each month, but it had everything built into it already that I could use in order to really streamline and help the voice actors that I was coaching at the time to, have a place that, one, we could be proud of, two, it was easy to navigate, three, it handled all of the information, the courses, the money, everything worked through it. And on top of that, it was super easy to build. It had a really nice site builder built onto it, where I could make my website look really good and, not have to know how to do all the coding and everything. I mean, listen, nothing. I mean, Wix is fantastic. All these other sites are great. There's lots of them, but, and there's other sites like Kajabi Kajabi focuses on, courses, coaching, et cetera, like the online education, and helping, online educators, have a good setup. So I had started that, but I still had a very poor voice acting website, right? And down the road, I decided to get a 3-site package from Kajabi, and which is, again, expensive. It's a monthly expense, but I got so used to the platform, I guess what I'm saying, that it made a lot of sense for me to be able to build a new website, a new voiceover website that really would look good. The functionality was really well. And, there was a lot of tools that I could use. I wasn't quite sure, of course, I would use all the tools because Kajabi itself is built for a lot more than just, people going there and sending you messages and things like that. It's built for, subscriptions. It's built for product purchases, all kinds of things. But anyways, needless to say, though, I was uh, really more of a comfortable thing, like I was very comfortable using it. So I was like, well, I could build probably a nice looking website easier using Kajabi, and I'm already set up there, and I don't have to go learn a new, platform or anything like that. So I went ahead and did that, and I moved my voiceover website to Kajabi. Now, at the time, I was starting to get a little bit of traction with my website. And, I was starting, and then I moved it to Kajabi, and it tanked. Everything tanked. And it wasn't because of Kajabi. It was more so because I think when I had moved it, there was all sorts of routing issues that was going on through. I was using, what is it? A HostGator, and there was these issues because they had a WordPress based site, even though I wasn't using their particular set up or whatever. It was a mess. If you guys have ever been in the mess of a website, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The back end, I was on the phone because for whatever reason, what are those? Is it the NS1, NS2 or whatever it's called, or the code, the codes that you put into different sites, the builders, in order for your domain name and whatever to be used in different places. Anyways, it was a mess. So I finally got that all figured out, and I lost like all the headway I'd made on my website. So I had to start from scratch. And for a long time on my website, it just was not, it looked better per se, but I wasn't happy with it. And a big part of it was I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it. I had this idea stuck in my mind, and it's not a bad idea, but I had this idea stuck in my mind because of Fiverr, Upwork, because of the way I was doing business, I was currently selling my voiceovers online, that I thought that if I build a website that would, mimic that sort of, that people could come and purchase directly off of the website as opposed to sending me an email, etc., that they would really like that, and that would streamline the situation. So I did everything I could to figure out, okay, how do I make that happen? Now through Kajabi, they do offer, where you could purchase kind of like the package idea. Because purchasing the package idea is easy, but what Fiverr did, right, is they built, a word calculator built, as we all know, right? In the voiceover section, it's a word calculator. So you type in words and it gives kind of like an instant quote, which is really nice. And, I thought that would be pretty cool. But I think what over a period of time when, this was not working, and by the way, on a side note too, I'd spent some time building the website, but then I had stopped. I hadn't continued to build it. I hadn't continued to put more services on there, build more blog posts, figured out how to drive more traffic there. I hadn't paid for any traffic, right? So, you can always get traffic to your website 3 ways, I think, right? You can, get organic traffic by SEO, by, building more of authority with your website, through content. You can pay for traffic like Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn, any ads, by paying for traffic. And then you can, of course, direct market by sending traffic directly there through your activities, your marketing activities yourself. So I think those are like the 3 different ways that I know, at least, for you to get. Now, of course, you can always get traffic through, putting posts on other people's sites, different, getting backlinks, things like that, which are important to move you up the SEO chain and the search, in the search in Google. But for the most part, those are the 3 ways you get business. And I hadn't been using really any of them very well, except for trying to get some traffic via search engine optimization or Google search, which, by the way, is, of course, the hardest thing for us to do. But then I stopped and I built out a couple of pages and it was okay, but it was still very confusing about, you could go and you could order from me right there, or you could contact me and send me something. But the site was mostly built around the buying process, right? And not built around the actual, content and, the demos and things like that. And the flow of the site, I felt, was very poor, but I just didn't know what to do. So building my coaching business, as it took off and everything as it has over the last year and a half, 2 years, it's really kind of put it on the back burner. But with everything going on, and the things with Fiverr and all the stuff, as you guys know, I thought, this would be a great time for me to really revisit my website. And I went on there and of course, Kajabi had made some major updates since then. And there was some new layouts and new functionality in the back end and stuff. So I had started on this path. I think it's been the last month or so, last 4 weeks, of rebuilding the entire website of VO's, Anthony Pica VO. And of course, on a side note, if you haven't noticed, VO's Journey.com was redone. You could tell, like, the front page was changed. and it's not done because I still have to re-add another page with all the voiceover courses, because those used to be the front page for the longest time, and I shifted that. But AnthonyPicaVO.com, that site I completely redid from the bottom up. I mean, everything, every page, because if you'd gone to that site, which, by the way, a lot of people were, and I couldn't ever tell, on a side note, if it was voice actors just going to the website because it was getting traffic, but no one was ever buying anything or contacting me, except the only things they would contact me were over coaching. And I can understand why. People hear my name, see somewhere, and they type in Anthony Pica, and of course that site would come up first, as opposed to VO's Journey, but which would come up second or something like that. But anyways, so I built the site redid the site from ground up. And I thought to myself, this time I'm going to take a different tact. I'm going to make it just super simple, that you just contact me. I make a form, right, that goes on each page of the site that I have. And that form is going to have, you put your name, you put your email address, you're going to put your number of words in your script, you're going to paste your script, and then there'll be a little section for any questions. All right. And that same form will go on every single page that I have. And I decided to set it up in a way where I was very simple. Like on the first thing you see above the fold is me, my name, voiceover. And then it says, for more information about how to, for more information about, or to listen to my voiceovers or more information about how to work with me, look below, and you start to scroll down and it's right there. There's services, voiceover services you can choose from. And then there's underneath that, there's more portfolio. There's a form you can, contact form with my commercial demo, and then more information below, or what is below that? There's something else below that on the front page. But anyways, so there was good information on the front page, but then I wanted to have a bunch of my different services. So even though I didn't set it up like Fiverr when it came to the purchasing, I still wanted to set it up where there was different services, right? Like, telephony and meditation and character and e-learning and podcast intros and outros and all the, these different services that we offer in voiceover. I wanted them to have different pages, but I wanted them to link easily through the pages. So anyways, I've been putting this together. I'm not done with it, meaning like all the pages aren't built, but the site's up and running. So anyways, what was really exciting was over the weekend, I got a job. I got an email from my website, and this has been like, I haven't gotten a job through my website, I don't know, in years. And I got a job. It was a really cool job for this U.S. Israeli summit or something that's going on in D.C. About a scientific collaboration between the two countries. And it's really exciting to be played for politicians and stuff in D.C. I was really thrilled about it. It came through my website. The person filled out everything and paid really well. And it actually went through my site. And of course, because I use PayPal Business, so I just create an invoice, send it back to them. We chatted back and forth on WhatsApp or whatever, because they're in Israel. And, it all worked out. I mean, I got paid. I sent the voiceover. I mean, it was fantastic. And now I didn't ask the client if they had found me via search or they had found me on a platform and then went over, and then found me and then, submitted it through. Because sometimes, and that's why I always tell people, just because you're on platforms too doesn't mean that those people won't find your name on the platform and then search for you and find your website. But anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is, though, but the fact is that this job came through my website after I hadn't had any work come through my website for a couple of years. And it was a high paying job. It was a little under 600 words. And, they paid, more like, closer to more industry standard rates. So it was really nice. And I didn't, you don't have to, when that stuff happens, you don't have to argue with people. You don't, they're happy to work. It's just a different feeling. And on top of it, you don't have to pay some other site 20 or 30%. and now they're your client too. That client then goes into a list that you have, an email list that you can, have a good email list of clients that you have worked with that you can email on a monthly basis. And anyways, I don't know if this was a fluke. I don't know if it just happened to be, my time of the my one a year I get through my website. I don't know, but it does seem odd in the fact that it was, it's been right after I've been working and doing all this new layout and work on the website and making it streamlined. And one thing, the form worked great because they filled out the form, the name, they pasted the script, they put a word count in there, and they had the questions because they in the question section, which makes me think they put their budget in the question section. And I wonder if I should do the questions slash budget, but I'll keep it at questions for now to see, you know what I mean? But I'm thrilled about it and excited, to build that even more. And then as you think about it, and here's what I thought was interesting. We pay these sites, like we pay Fiverr 20%, and it's actually more because if you think about we pay 20% and then the client pays Fiverr another 5 or so percent on top of that, right? So Fiverr is making, 25%. And if you think about if, we built out our websites and then we bought, and we did ads, Google ads even, right? And we drove traffic to our website. If you were planning on making just using $1,000 a month through your website, 20% of that would be $200. So you spending $200 on ads, and you might be like, well, I thought we were trying not to lose the 20%. But here's the thing. I don't mind that because I control it. But just like this whole thing that happened with Fiverr with me, right? We don't control, like a customer who might not, something might happen with the customer and ourselves on our site. It doesn't tank our entire business because, some algorithm determines whether or not we're on the front page or the 10th page. So I do think that is something that I'm very excited about. And again, I am here saying that this could be just the random fluke of the year, but it is very exciting to me, and an opportunity that I think I've been wanting to do for a long time. And what I want to do is continue to update you on the work that I'm doing on the site, what's happening with it, so that you can get an idea and maybe follow along and start working a little bit more on your site, and building that and trying to start generating some revenue coming from your site. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm excited to keep this. I'm going to come to you. And as you said, that we've got another, this is, I did a podcast last week and I do another one this week. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep you guys updated and also, good information to tell you about, especially with, the website and everything. Now, on the Fiverr end, just so you know, I got some I've done a couple of jobs over the weekend. I got a couple new jobs today. So there was some new work going through there. It's slowly starting to go up. And, but they're good paying jobs, so like they're $150, $120 jobs, so even if I do a couple, if I'm trying to make between, if I'm trying to make like $3,000 a month or, on from that site or so, that could be, $100 a day or, a couple $100 job every 2 days, something like that, and I think that's something that I'm definitely striving for. I also got an email from Fiverr too, talking about a new business or agency thing that they're doing where they're trying to reach out to agencies. Now, between us, if I don't know how successful Fiverr will be, because I think, if there's anyone who would definitely be mad at Fiverr over the years, it would be agencies. But, I signed up for it. I said, sure, I'll give it a shot in their beta test. I was willing to beta test something, which I was surprised that they reached out to me after, apparently I was in their not so nice graces. But, who knows? I would think they reached out to me because I'm telling you guys, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, we'll see how that all turns out and what happens with that. But I'm very thrilled about this website and also about you guys and building your website and what we can generate, because I always thought, we only need a handful of clients. You think about how much you only really need a handful of clients and they're your clients, right? As opposed to fighting this battle with websites where we're always just the contractor and they're not really our clients. They're the website's clients, like they're Fiverr's clients, and Fiverr's just hiring us to fulfill their orders. Even though we do it's really amazing. Like if you think about it from a business standpoint, it's an incredible business model. It really is. And it's no wonder why they're making billions and, they're publicly traded and all this kind of stuff. But I'm saying we can take back some of that. And the thing is that people are like, well, how do you compete with Fiverr? But that's the thing. We don't need to compete with Fiverr because we're not looking to create that much. We're not looking to create work over that spectrum and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of voiceovers a day. We don't need that. All right. Nor could we handle it. We only need a small smidgen of that, and we'll be successful beyond our wildest dreams. So I do think that it's worth giving it a shot and going in on it. And I'm going to keep bringing you updates about what's happening with my site and what I'm doing on it. And we'll see. Like I said, I might not get any work again for a long time, but I'm going to keep plugging away at it. Thank you guys so much for listening, as always. Also, don't forget to follow, like if you're on Apple's podcast or whatever, follow me, make sure you're listening. So when I post, a new podcast, you guys hear it. And don't forget to drop me a message, say hello if you'd like, and check out the link below for a VO's Journey Elite Academy, where we're going to be going more in depth about these websites and things like that in the future as well. So thank you guys so much for listening. You have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.